Hi, I'm Gordon on behalf of the Pointe-Claire Toastmasters Club, and I've got 5 tips to help you make a better PowerPoint. Tip number 1, ask yourself, do you really need to be using PowerPoint? You see, PowerPoint can only accomplish 3 different things. It can act as a backdrop, it can reinforce your message, or it can show something that can't be shown any other way. If you're not accomplishing at least one of those 3 objectives, then maybe you just shouldn't be using PowerPoint for this presentation. Tip number 2, limit your text. Don't just have your entire speech written out on the slides in front of you and you're going to stand there and read them to the audience. Chances are that most people in your audience can read anyhow. So if they're going to be reading it, then what do they need you for? Instead, try to follow what's known as the 5x5 rule. When you find that you really need to be using text, limit yourself to no more than 5 words per line and no more than 5 lines per slide. That will really help to make sure that you limit the amount of written text on your slides and that the people will be paying attention to you instead. Tip number 3, use pictures. If you're not going to be using text, then obviously you should be putting pictures up on the screen, right? And this is where PowerPoint excels. But you don't want to crowd the screen with a bunch of pictures. Really just use the minimum number of pictures that you need to reinforce that message that you're trying to convey at that point in time. Think about what it is that you want to tell your audience and Google image search those keywords. These are some examples of things that I got for topics like budgets, temporary solutions, pros and cons. Tip 3A, slides are not handouts. Now I'm calling this tip 3A because it ties in so closely with tips 2 and 3, where I've had you get rid of all the text and use more pictures. Well, a lot of people are under the impression that with PowerPoint you can just go ahead and print off your slides and use those as handouts. Not in this case. Slides aren't handouts, and really slides should never be handouts. If you feel that there's a message that your audience needs to carry away with them, then go through the trouble of making them a proper handout. Notes that will summarize your entire presentation onto this 1 or 2 sheets of paper that they can take with them, and it's not your slides. Tip number 4, build your presentation first and then your PowerPoint. What that means is go ahead and craft your entire presentation, your speech, whatever, and only once you're done, go ahead and set it to PowerPoint. That's because PowerPoint itself can actually be very limiting in letting people develop their entire presentation and develop their ideas. Instead, do it the old-fashioned way. Get a pen and paper, figure out who your audience is, what it is that you want to talk to them about, and what the message is that you want them to carry away. Craft everything that way, and only when you're done, then go to PowerPoint. Tip number 5, use your handheld device to craft your PowerPoint. Cell phones and tablets are great tools to use for building PowerPoint presentations, and that's for a couple of reasons. First of all, they have a stripped down user interface that keep things really simple, and it makes the entire presentation very simple looking, which in fact is elegant. The other reason is that probably the biggest complaint that you'll have from your audience is that they couldn't see the slides properly, right? Well, that's because normally when you build a PowerPoint presentation, you're sitting 12 to 18 inches in front of your monitor, and from there things look great. But when you put it into an auditorium, you lose the perspective and all kinds of detail gets lost. If you can make it so your PowerPoint presentation can be seen properly on a cell phone screen, believe me, it's going to look great in an auditorium. So there you go, 5 simple tips that you can use to help build a better PowerPoint. Now, if you want an opportunity to maybe practice your PowerPoint presentations or any of your public speaking skills, then why not check out Toastmasters? We're the Pointe-Claire Toastmasters Club, and I've got our meeting information right here on the screen. But if you don't live in Montreal, then go on to toastmasters.org and check out any one of the thousands of clubs available worldwide. Toastmasters will help you get better.